A little bit of geography for you for a Tuesday evening. Here's your map. That is Asia. I'm looking first, please, for the birthplace of the film star Jackie Chan. Where was Jackie Chan born? Play along at home as well. Put your cross on the television. Jimmy, what are you thinking here?
Hong Kong.
Hong Kong, OK.
I was thinking that kind of region.
Yeah.
I wasn't certain. I didn't trust myself, so I kind of went midway.
Yes, you're sort of in the Sea of Japan there.
Sea of Japan.
Yeah. Sarah, what were you thinking?
Number one, I don't know where Jackie Chan is from.
Yes.
And I know it's Asia.
Yes.
But
you know that now.
And then also, I don't know where I put my cross.
Great. Let's see where you are. You are sort of in the Philippines.
Is it? Okie doke.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
I thought that was China. But there we go.
Harriet, it's going well so far. What were you thinking?
Yeah, so I thought that I'm just way off. I don't know what I've done.
Let's see where you are. You're in Vietnam.
Vietnam?
Yeah.
What?
It's really near.
Everywhere is not where I thought it was.
No.
Colin, where do you think Jackie Chan was from?
This is the problem. I've got the right country for where I think he's from, but I think Jimmy is right. He's from Hong Kong. So I'm in Japan.
You're in Japan.
I think I'm in Japan.
You are?
I now think that you're right, that he's from Hong Kong.
OK, we are in Japan, we're in the Philippines, we're in Vietnam, and we're in the middle of the sea. Jackie Chan was born in Hong Kong.
Oh, well done,
Absolutely
Jimmy.
right about that. But who is closest to Hong Kong? Harriet is closest to Hong Kong. Harriet gets a point. Well done. Right at the bottom.
I take it back. I thought it through.
But the good news is we now know where quite a few different countries are in Asia.
Really open-minded.
The trouble is, when you're in Asia, you don't look at it from really, really, really
That's
high
Above.
up.
That is true.
When you're landing, you do a bit. And because of my height, I tend to get quite a good... I can see most
You're
of Asia.
used to this. Yeah, you know this. Yeah.
Exactly. If I go on a small step, I can see that. The next thing I'd like you to find, please, is K2, the second highest mountain in the world. Where is it?
Well, now we know where all the countries are.
Yeah. Now we're essentially members of the Royal Geographic Society. OK. K2, Sarah, what were you thinking here?
I've guessed Japan.
You guessed Japan.
And I've tried to remember where Japan was.
Okay,
and popped it on
from
there.
before. Let's see where you
Hopefully.
are. Your Japan memory is exemplary.
Yes.
Exemplary.
Yeah.
Harriet, what were you thinking?
Well, I don't know if this is true, but are most of the mountains around the middle?
There's some truth in that, yeah.
Well, that's what I've done. And I've just gone for the middle.
But it worked last
Yeah,
time.
sort of north of Pakistan there.
Yeah.
Colin, what are you saying?
I'm ashamed to say I have no idea where K2 is, so I stayed in Japan.
So Colin also in Japan. And Jimmy, where are you?
I thought it was in the Himalayas with Everest, so I've gone north of Indian subcontinent.
So very close to...
Harriet.
Oh, it's one or t'other. One or t'other.
Look at us.
Yeah, it's in the Karakoram range, which is part of the Himalayas, so it's good thinking. So it's not in Japan, I regret to inform you.
good to
But
know.
who's going to be closest? Is it Jimmy or is it Harriet?
Oh, wow.
I'm going to give you both a point there.
Yeah.
Come on, you both
Well
get
done.
that. Very well done.
Incredible luck, actually.
It's sort of where Pakistan, India and China all meet, kind of
Brilliant.
in that little area. Final question in this round. The capital of the country that's believed to be the world's oldest continuous hereditary monarchy. Wow. Yeah. Agreed. What do you think at home on this one? World's oldest continuous hereditary monarchy. Everyone's in. Harriet, 2 from 2 so far on this round. Where have you gone this time?
I have no idea. I don't know. It's in the ocean because I thought it might be like an island. Like I did wonder about Korea,
Yeah.
but that's not monarchy.
Yeah.
I don't think. And so I just went for an island.
OK, let's see where you are.
Where is that?
In the Philippines,
Great.
which we remember from question 1.
Yeah.
Yes.
Colin, where have you gone?
My problem is I'm so ignorant with the questions, but I'm good with geography, so I've went North Korea.
You are in North Korea. Jimmy, what were you thinking?
I was thinking towards the Middle East and thinking of just quite ancient cultures and
sultanates and
yeah, exactly,
emirates
sort of,
and stuff.
So I kind of went vaguely towards there. I don't
You're in Iran there.
Oh, okay.
And Sarah, what were you thinking?
If you show me tell me where it is, because I don't know where I've put it.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Tell me what country it is.
India.
I've gone for India.
Might be all right.
Now, okay, so we are in the Philippines, we're in India, we're in Iran, and we're in North Korea, all of which are wrong.
Great.
No.
I have bad news for you, Colin, and good news. The bad news is if you'd gone with your previous answer from every single other round, you'd be bang on. The good news is it's Japan, and you get yourself a point.
Oh, wow.
Korea is closest.
Wow, lucky.
Well done. The emperors of Japan. Naruhito is the 126th emperor of Japan. That's a lot of emperors.
A lot of emperors.
The venue where the Australian Open tennis tournament is held. Where is that? What do we reckon at home? Do you know where that is held? Do you know where that is? The Australian Open tennis tournament. Everyone is in. Mark, do you know this answer?
It's Melbourne.
And do you know where Melbourne is?
Well, it's on the east coast.
Yeah.
Sydney, Melbourne, all that. So I've put it like halfway on the coast of east. So about there, I reckon.
Up on the Queensland coast there. Sonia, where were you thinking it was?
Well, for some reason, I've put mine close to there, but I literally didn't have a clue. I mean,
Just had a guess.
Yeah.
Might as
Never
well,
been
right?
to
In this round.
Australia.
Yeah. At least you went for Australia.
Yeah.
Let's see where you are. Yep, also in Queensland. Molly, did you know this answer?
No, and I think I was barking up the wrong tree a little bit, but I just thought coastline too. I don't know why, but the other way.
You went the other way? On the western coast there. Josh, any ideas here? Have you been to the Melbourne Comedy Festival?
Yeah, I was there a couple of months ago.
Oh,
and
you know where it was?
And now I wish I looked at my map to see whereabouts I was.
Josh, I'm the same. I was there, and
yeah.
I know it was Australia.
So the way I'm guessing it is flying into Australia.
Yeah.
I didn't really realise until I was flying over Australia how long it takes. And I knew there was still a bit more. So I've gone Melbourne, but I've kind of put myself on the coast, but in the centre.
OK. Yeah, sort of South Australia. So we've got very different coasts here. What do you think at home? I know lots of people watching Australia, because they would all ask me about it. I'm assuming you know where Melbourne is. But do we? That's the question.
No.
The answer is Melbourne, by the way.
Right.
But where is Melbourne? Who scored the first point? Josh gets the point. Very well done. Right down the bottom.
All the way down there. Wow, I didn't know that.
Good job.
Yeah. Do you know what? I would have gone like halfway down the coast on the right. It's in Victoria. That's Melbourne. So that's where we've been.
It was
Absolutely
nice.
loved it. Gangnam, the place referenced in the title of a 2012 UK #1 hit by Psy. So where is Gangnam?
I've been there.
You've been to Gangnam?
Where?
No, where he's from.
What do we reckon at home on this?
Do I get an extra point for having been taught to dance Gangnam Style by Psy?
You were taught by Psy himself?
Yeah.
How did that come about?
I was sent to interview him for my newspaper, and the whole idea was that he should teach me.
Whoa.
I know.
Is there video footage of that?
There is video footage, yes. You can still find it on YouTube.
Yeah, I was going to say, that noise is the nation stampeding to YouTube. So, Ewan, you think that you have competed in this place?
My first ever proper competition was the World Junior Championships in Seoul. I know the singer, I believe, is from Seoul, so I'm assuming Gangnam is somewhere in Seoul, but I've got no idea where it is.
Where Seoul is? Let's take a look at where you are. Well, you're sort of middle of China, I would say, there. Tessa, where have you put your mark?
Somewhere in the middle.
Somewhere in the middle?
Yeah.
It's always a good tactic on this round. You are very close to Ewan. That's nice. Like you're sitting next to each other.
Yeah.
Deirdre, what did you think the answer was?
I'm thinking South Korea, but I can't find it on the map.
OK, let's see where you are. Sort of Thailand-y area.
There you go.
Now, Jay, presumably you went out to this place to interview Psy.
No, he came to London.
Oh, did he?
Gangnam is the fancy suburb. It's like Kensington or Knightsbridge of Seoul. You're right about that, which is South Korea.
Let's see.
Oh.
It sounded convincing, didn't it?
He's a very bright man. I believe everything he says.
Yeah, I mean, I'm
let's see,
led to believe that it is South Korea.
Yeah.
Let's find out. Jay sounds confident. Is he right? Is that where Seoul is?
Oh,
That's exactly where it is. Well played, Jay.
Oh.
Very nicely done. Here's the next thing we want. The first Asian city to host the Olympic Games.
That's interesting.
It can't be the same place.
Yeah, you wouldn't have thought
No,
so.
I was going to say, at least I know where that is now.
Over there.
Oh, come on.
Where's the first Asian city to host the Olympic Games, do you think?
Tokyo was.
Where was your first Olympics?
In Montreal.
Montreal.
In 1976. No,
Yeah, that's not counting.
Asian.
Then,
Yeah,
then
but I mean... there's only
Moscow
one-
doesn't count, does it?
Yeah.
No,
It can't be Seoul again.
No, it can't be.
Don't know.
Tessa, we're all racking our brains trying to think of the answer. So have you gone randomly on the map? Have you just, let's see where you are.
Randomly, yeah.
In the south of China this time, but sticking in China. Deirdre, what were you thinking?
I've gone randomly.
Yes, OK, great.
Yeah.
This is very much the leitmotif of this round. Let's see where you are. You're in Myanmar? Jay?
I think the first Asian Olympics was Tokyo.
Of course it was.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Of course it was.
Which would be Tokyo.
Oh.
And Ewan?
I've massively embarrassed myself because I thought Tokyo as well, and I've gone near yourself.
Let's take a look. OK, you're also in Myanmar. Yes, you're right, Jay. 1964 Tokyo Olympics, wasn't it? Is it a good round for Jay? Is that where Tokyo is?
Wow.
He's absolutely bossing it.
Wow.
Top of the class.
The filming location of Ramsay Street in Neighbours. Where is that?
Oh.
OK, everyone is locked in. Athena, what were you thinking?
I have a feeling it's filmed in Melbourne and my brother lives there, and it's literally the only reason why I know where it is.
Wow.
I think I know where it is.
OK, let's take a look at where Athena is. Yeah, sort of in Victoria State there. Nick, what were you thinking?
What was I thinking?
Just specifically about this question, not about...
Yeah, not in life.
I've never been to Australia.
No.
And my Australian geography is not great. But I assumed it would be one of the coasts. And I didn't think it was the opposite one to what I picked.
OK, so you've gone...
I've guessed.
Yeah, kind of East Coasty, Sydney sort of area. Nina, Neighbours fan?
Big fan. But I didn't know the answer, and I didn't think it was such a big city. It seemed a very small place where very little happened.
Erinsborough is where it's set, isn't it?
And I couldn't remember it raining in Neighbours, so I figured it was the top coast, and I put it at the top.
Because it rains at the bottom of Australia.
It rains at the bottom, but
OK, so you are up in the Northern Territory. And Toby, what was your thinking?
I didn't have a clue. I just know that Australia, all the big cities are around the edge and the middle's pretty empty, so I just picked a spot on the coast and chucked it down.
We're all being honest.
Yeah.
Let's find out where it is and who has won the point. It is Melbourne. Athena wins the point.
Well done.
Thank you.
That's nice. You knew it and you knew where that was.
Well done, my brother. He could have lived anywhere.
Here's the next thing I'd like you to find, please. The capital of the country that won the men's Rugby Sevens event at the 2016 Olympics. So what country won that? So who's good at rugby, really? Everyone in? Everyone is locked in. What do you think about this one at home? Which country won the Rugby Sevens? Nick, we're going to start with you.
Well, I got confused with the map.
OK.
And then I saw Olympics, and I was like, I don't know. But then I saw rugby, and I assumed it was New Zealand.
OK.
So I've picked what I think is New Zealand, which is New Zealand, but I don't know.
Yep, absolutely right. You're in New Zealand. Nina, what were you thinking?
same thing. I thought it was probably New Zealand. I'm not sure where the cities are.
OK,
the
let's
capitals.
see where Nina is. The other end of New Zealand. Toby.
I talked myself out of, because I know that I'm pretty sure Fiji are really weirdly good at rugby sevens, maybe not good at the 15s, but I panicked and played it safe and went back to New Zealand as well. So I've gone South Island of New Zealand.
Well, you'd rather be wrong but know you're in the right place.
Yeah.
Than prove you don't know where Fiji is.
Yeah, exactly what I did.
Yeah. Athena, what are you thinking?
Same thing, and because I don't know where the capital is, I just went in the middle.
So we're all in New Zealand there. I'll tell you what, if New Zealand's the answer, I'll give you all a point. You know?
Great.
Who knows that? However, the answer isn't New Zealand.
It's Fiji, isn't it?
The answer is Fiji.
Oh!
Oh.
So let's have a little look at where Fiji is, and then we'll see who is closest to Fiji.
I think it's you, Nick.
Very well done. There's Fiji. We knew it right from the start. We knew where the point was going. Goes to Nick Helm.
Yeah.
Well done, Nick.
It was bound to happen at some time, guys. Wow.
The capital city of the only Asian country that has an official currency called the Peso.
Gosh.
What do you think? It's mainly South America, isn't it, the Peso? I'm trying to do it by ruling out places I know it's not, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So do you know?
No, I don't know this one.
Could this be anywhere on this thing?
Yes.
We don't scroll the map along and get to...
No. It's
to
not,
South America.
Yeah, you can't sort of just scroll and go, I'm going to go for Venezuela.
Yeah, exactly.
What do you think at home? Anyone know this one? Anyone spent pesos in Asia? We're having trouble, I think, in the studio. Kimberly, what was your thinking here?
Literally not a clue, so I just went for something so I could figure out my geography on the map a bit better.
Let's see where Kimberly is. Kind of Oman type area.
Yes.
Yeah. Doesn't sound crazy to me. Louise, what have you said?
I think I've gone for Sri Lanka.
Let's have a look. Yep, you have obliterated Sri Lanka there with your dot. Chris, what do you think?
This is obviously the same again of just liking the shape of something.
OK.
A blindfold dart throw at this place here.
You are in Thailand?
Yes.
And Sean?
I don't know where I am, but I was trying to think of Spanish influence. And
interesting.
So I thought probably, and sort of South American influence, I thought as far east as possible.
Heading towards
I don't know what
South
that country
America,
is,
the other
though.
way. That's Papua New Guinea on there.
Papua New Guinea, I don't think they have the peso there, do they?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, listen, it becomes apparent none of us know.
You don't know.
Where they have the peso. Let's take a look at the country which uses the peso. Do you know this at home? And who has won the point? The Philippines. And the point goes to Chris. Well done, Chris.
Well played.
Sometimes you just have a bit of luck, don't you?
Yeah, I tell you what, there's a guy who needs a bit of luck today. He really does. Well played, Chris. Nicely done. Philippines was the answer. So very well done if you said that at home. Final thing we're looking for is this. The birthplace of Nobel Prize winner Malala Yousafzai. So where was Malala born? I'm genuinely enjoying how bad a postman is at this.
If just hone in on Wigan and I will smash it.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I think I've got this wrong.
Yeah. Can you find the pub where the Verve were formed?
Yes, somewhere near Billinge.
Yeah. OK, we are all in. What do you think at home? Louise, what have you gone for?
I've tried to go, and this has really proven my ignorance here, Pakistan.
OK, let's take a look where you are. OK, there is Lou. Chris, where have you gone?
Near there.
Near there, excellent. Sean?
Now you said Pakistan, I think.
I'm wrong,
I've gone Afghanistan.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Okay.
I think you're right, actually. Now you say Pakistan. I'm not sure.
Afghanistan. And Kimberly, what were you thinking?
Somewhere in that area.
Beautiful, somewhere in that area. So we are in Uzbekistan, Turkmenistan, Afghanistan and Pakistan. Let's take a look at the answer and who's won the point. Wow. I mean, Sean is closest, even though he's in the wrong country.
But borders are nothing these days, are they?
Do you know what? Borders are nothing.
I mean,
exactly right.
What's a little hop, skip and a jump over the Afghanistan-Pakistan border?
Pakistan was the right answer, and you're in Pakistan. So, Lou, I'm going to give you a point. I'll give you a point as well for being closest, Sean.
I literally can't thank you.
Very well done. The home stadium of the football club that Gary Lineker made his debut for in 1993. What is the answer, and then where is that place? Have a little go at home as well. Do you remember where Gary Lineker played in Asia? So everyone is locked in here. What do you think at home? Do you know the answer to this? Matthew, we will start with you. Did you know the answer to this?
I think it's Japan.
They do play football out there. Let's take a look at where you've gone. There you go. You're in Japan. So if that's the answer, you're somewhere close. Ruby, did you have an idea here?
Not the foggiest.
So where have you gone? Just in the middle. China. Ingrid, did you have a clue?
I vaguely also, like Matthew, thought it might be Japan.
That is also Japan. And Ed, what were you thinking?
I had no idea, but I'm really pleased I went for Japan.
Ah, here you go. You and Ingrid exactly the same place there. OK, you used to play... Is it Grampus 8 was the team? I think you said, but I don't know where that is. I assume it's not a place called Grampus. I'm being told it was Nagoya, which is in Japan. Let's take a look at where it is.
Oh, well done.
Oh, I've got to give both of you a point for that. Ingrid and Ed get themselves a point. Nicely done. Nagoya in Japan. Very well done if you knew that at home. The next thing I would like you to find is this. The host city of the 1988 Summer Olympics. Was that... that was one of yours, wasn't it?
Not quite,
Was it
but
not?
I watched it on telly. Very influential.
When was your...
92 was my first one.
Was it really? Your mate was there, though, was he?
He
88?
was.
Yeah. What do you think at home on this one? 1988 Summer Olympics. Where were they? OK, everyone is in. Ingrid, what were you thinking here?
I think it was Seoul, if I remember correctly. So I've gone for South Korea.
Yep, there you are in South Korea. Ed, what were you thinking?
I thought the exact same thing, but I was less certain about where South Korea was. But I'm quite relieved to see it's roughly where...
Oh, OK.
Where Ingrid's gone.
Oh, same place, once again. Nicely done. Matthew, you can tell us the answer.
It was Seoul.
Seoul.
And
where's Seoul?
Well, I've put it pretty much exactly...
OK.
There, I think. I think we're all aligned.
I mean, listen, Ruby, I don't want to tell you which way the wind is blowing, but what are you thinking?
I guessed, funnily enough, didn't have a clue, and I guessed exactly where they all put it.
Goodness me. Excellent.
What
Let's
a
take a look.
great guess. Yes.
Too good.
Now, this is... Listen, my gig here, by and large, you have to ramp up a bit of jeopardy. And these things like who's going to get the points. Two things that are unhelpful. One, someone's 15 points ahead anyway. And two, all four of you put it in the same place. It is Seoul. Is that where Seoul is? Imagine if it wasn't. Point for everybody. Look at that.
Finally.
The dots just disappearing underneath the brilliant answers. Well played, everyone. The island of Bali, a popular tourist destination. Island of Bali. Where is that? Bali, somewhere everyone's heard of, but
I was there about 2 years ago.
No.
Yeah, and I can't work out where it is.
There we go. Everyone is locked in. What do you think at home there? Do you know where Bali is? So, Laura, you've been.
Yeah.
Where have you put it on the map? Are you comfortable with your answer?
I'm not comfortable, actually, no.
You're certainly on an island.
I'm on an island, yeah.
I'll give you that. Mark?
Bali's off Indonesia, isn't it, I think? But the trouble is, I don't know what Indonesia is because there's just an absolute mess up there, the map.
So let's see where Mark is. Very close, also on an island. Josie, what was your thinking?
Well, it's very difficult to know. I would love to go to Bali, but I don't know where it is
That's
amongst that
a
cluster.
prize on Tuesday.
Start with the umbrella.
So I kind of used the force, really. I either was going to go to the top bit or down there, and I went down near Mark, actually, I think.
OK.
Oh, very near me.
And Raj, what are you thinking?
Nowhere near the other three.
OK,
so
excellent.
this won't be
Death or
difficult.
glory, this.
Here we go. The voice of Raj. Where is Raj? Wow.
Yeah.
None of you are on Bali. One of you is on New Caledonia. One of you is on Timor. One of you is on Timor-Leste. One of you is on East Nusa. But one of you has got to be closest to Bali. I mean, that's the game. What do you think at home? Where are you? Where is Bali and who's won the points?
Oh.
Laura gets it again. Well done, Laura. The capital city of Australia. Where is the capital city of Australia? Do you know what the answer is, and then do you know where that is? What do you think at home? Have a little point at the screen on this one.
I have an idea.
Oh, I've got mine upside down, I think. Fine.
Well, it is Australia.
That's not a good idea.
OK, everyone's locked in. What do you think at home? Do you know the answer to this one? And then do you know where that is? Charlie, do you know the answer to this one?
Is it Sydney?
So you're finding Sydney on the map. And let's see where you have gone. Middle bottom.
Middle bottom.
Of Australia. Darren, what do you think the answer was?
Yeah, I think it was Sydney. And I remember when I went to Australia, I've been to Melbourne and Sydney. It's sort of all on the outskirts because the middle's just too hot and a bit of a nightmare. So you have to go all the way across, which took 4 hours on a flight, which I was like, wow, this place is huge.
Let's take a look at where Darren is. That's where you're placed in Sydney on the East Coast.
Yeah.
Melinda, did you know the answer to this?
So I thought it was Canberra, and have no idea where Canberra is, or even if that is correct. So I've gone for a wild guess.
Let's take a look where Melinda is. In the middle of kind of Western Australia.
Yeah, I had a feeling it's around there.
Les, what did you think the answer was?
Well, I kind of struggled with whether it was Sydney or Melbourne. I had this idea that we know Sydney's the big city, but Melbourne is the capital. And I've gone for Melbourne and put it...
So you've gone for Melbourne. Let's see where Liz is.
Technically, Richard, if we don't know, the capital, but we get it in the right place, do we still get the point?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, great. OK, that's...
That's the beauty of this round. So I can tell you, there's only one person here who does know the capital of Australia, and that's Melinda, because it is Canberra. You're right, Liz. Sydney, the biggest city, but Canberra is that's where the capital is. So the question is, who is nearest to Canberra? I don't want to break it to you, Melinda, but you are very much not nearest to Canberra. I'm sorry. So you knew the answer, but I'm afraid you will go...
No idea where it is.
You will go unrewarded in this world, I'm afraid, for that. So, where is Canberra, and who has managed to fluke themselves a point? Darren has got a point. Well done, Darren. Nicely played. The city where the boy band BTS formed. The city where the boy band BTS formed. Scott, I know you'll know BTS.
Yes.
Yeah. What do you reckon at home on this one? Do you know where BTS are from? And then do you know where that is? Everyone locked in? Scott, what did you think the answer was?
Japan.
Japan, you think BTS are from? And let's take a look.
Hang on. I had a sudden thing that isn't right. OK.
Let's take a look. That's where Scott has gone. That is Japan. Absolutely right.
That is Japan?
That's Japan, yeah, for sure.
But they're not from Japan.
Well, we'll find out, won't we? Josie, where did you think they were from?
I've never heard of BTS, but I'm assuming they're K-pop. So I've gone for what I hope is Korea.
OK, there you are, just off the tip of Russia, which is but... Korea's around there somewhere, I'm sure.
It?
Jade, were you thinking Korea?
K-pop, for sure. Okay. The problem I've got is I don't know where that is.
OK, so let's see where you put Korea. Sort of Myanmar area, I would say. Rufus, what were you thinking the answer was?
I thought they were K-pop. I assumed it was South Korea, so I went here.
Interesting. Is it right, though? We will find out, shall we? They are from Korea. You're absolutely correct.
Yeah.
That was a bad career move from you.
Really bad.
Thank you, everybody. Let's find out where is South Korea and who has scored the point. Rufus, absolutely bang on it. Very well done. Very nicely done. That's absolutely where South Korea is. The deepest known point of the Mariana Trench, please. What do you think at home on this one? What do you reckon? Ashlyn, what were you thinking here? Any thoughts?
I just put it out in the big, wide sea, if that is sea and not land.
Let's see where Ashlyn is. There you go. Yeah, I'm being told that is the sea.
Great, OK.
So, Netra, what were you thinking?
I literally did that.
OK, let's see where you are.
I guess.
Brunei sort of area.
Who'd have thought?
Why not? Dion, did you have any idea what the answer might be?
No.
Lovely. Let's see where Dion is.
Ooh. Oh, yeah.
South Korea, you're in, and Mike.
Well, I did want to see a documentary on this wonderful animal called the pig squid, which is like a little pig-type squid. And it lives very, very deep in the water in the Mariana Trench.
Oh, OK.
So I do remember seeing a map, so I've tried to remember where that pig squid was, and I became fascinated by these little
Suddenly
creatures.
an expert enters the room. Let's take a look at where Mike is.
Out.
How about that?
Yeah.
It's in the Pacific Ocean. It's exactly where you both are. Yeah. But who is closest and who has won the point?
Oh, my God.
Look at that. I'll give you both a point for that.
Who is that? Is it both of us?
Both of you, I'll give a point for that.
We're spot on.
Wow.
Look at that.
That's amazing.
What you learn through pig squid.
Well done. The capital city of Papua New Guinea. If you can find the capital city of Papua New Guinea, Port Moresby.
Shameful.
Addy, what do you reckon? Where's the capital city, Port Moresby of Papua New Guinea?
I just went for somewhere above.
Somewhere
above Australia, yeah.
I think everyone would have gone for somewhere above. I suspect.
That's it.
Jean, where have you gone?
Again, just a stab in the dark.
Okay, lovely. Stephen, where have you gone?
Well, if I get it right, I knew exactly where it was, but otherwise it was a bit of a guess.
Bit of a guess. Let's see where you are. Okay, and Vicky?
I've gone for the place that I thought might be a port.
Okay.
So...
There is Vicky. Okay, well, I can tell you we're in 3 different places there. We're in Indonesia, we're in Borneo, and we're in Papua New Guinea.
Oh.
So someone is in Papua New Guinea, but who? Where is the capital city of Papua New Guinea? Yeah. Vicky, well done. You're in Papua New Guinea. Get 7 points. Very nice.